What's up, guys? If you're considering going to electric or switching brands and you're kind of exploring, you don't know what to do, you're not sure which one you want to buy, you haven't gotten much feedback, I've been running these Stihl KMA 130Rs for the past 4 years, and I'm going to give you a quick review on how they've been for us. These are the 2 units we run in our trucks. It's just one weed eater, one edger. Again, this is the KMA 130R. This is the combi unit. And then, as you can see, it has the port in the side of each of these power heads where you plug in your power cord. So this is not the one where it holds the battery directly. You have to wear the backpack, which holds 2 AP 300 batteries. And these have been working out pretty great for us for the past 4 years. I'm gonna go over some of the problems we have and some of the things that we love about them. So we're gonna go over the problems first. The main problems we came across this season when they were being used heavily, doing 120 properties each week, commercial properties, managing roughly 3 million square feet of turf. So they were really getting used, and it's been like that for many years. Basically, since we've had these units, we've really put them underneath a lot of work. So some of the main things we have trouble with are these controllers here, the safety switch. So this controls your power level between 1, 2, and 3. You only have 3 power settings, and there's this trigger will tend to go out to where you can't adjust the power levels. And then the other problem that we have in this handle is that this trigger is a variable speed trigger, and that means when you hold it all the way up, you have full throttle. If you only hold it open halfway, you have a half throttle. But inside of here, there's a chip, and that tells the motor how fast, how many RPMs to do, and that chip will go out. And it can take several months. The biggest problem we've had, when we have issues with these, is getting parts, the availability. Everything's always been back-ordered, so you make sure if you have these units that you buy a backup unit just in case it goes down. The next problem we have are in these ports. Now this is where you go and plug in your power cord, and this is the main way that you power the unit. And what happens is, after putting these, unplugging them and plugging them in over and over time, and then also the cords getting caught on fences, tree branches, whatever it is, there's bushings that sit inside here that hold this snug. And the bushings will wear out, and when you go to plug this in, it makes a bad connection, because when the bushings wear out, and then the unit gets no power, and you have to send this into the shop to get service. Again, this is one of those parts that if you don't have an extra backup unit, or you don't have these bushings on hand to swap out, your unit may be down for 6 to 9 weeks, depending on what the shipping conditions look like. Now, with those being the main problems, overall, this is still a really, really good unit. We still have the ones that we bought in 2017, which is when we originally purchased these units. And we since then have purchased, I think, 5 or 6 more of them. We run multiple trucks, we do commercial property, so we gotta make sure we have enough stick equipment and batteries to run everything. So in our backpacks, it holds 2 AP 300 batteries. And when we run around, we like to have the weed eater string in here, just as backup, because it's not fun when you gotta go back to your trailer. And since it is a backpack, you can store some things in here. Not a whole lot. I wish they would have put some additional storage to maybe hold the weed eater string, maybe some edger blades, maybe some miscellaneous tools. There's some open space in here that just isn't being utilized. But overall, the advantage of why we went with this setup versus the I think they're the AP 1000s, the single backpack battery, is that we wanted to be able to charge batteries on the go or while we're at properties. The AP 300s, we would have had to buy roughly 4 or 5 of those to keep up with our commercial work, versus buying 8 of these batteries and then being able to charge them while we're going. So it worked out in our setting and how we're set up, the kind of clients that we deal with, that we wanted to be able to charge these multiple times a day. And each one of these batteries will give you roughly 40 minutes of run time. The weed eater, you can use it on the first setting for all your regular maintenance work. We rarely ever have to use it on the 3rd power setting, unless we're doing cleanups. You can do cleanup work with this. That 3rd setting has plenty of torque, which brings me into my next thing that I like about these is the level of torque these things have. almost no matter what you put these things through, they will not bog down and stop. Like these things and how they're torqued, or the amount of torque that they put out, they just continue to run, no matter how thick of the grass or debris that you put in. Now the string might get wrapped up and caught on something if you have, like, you know, maybe a weed that's been there for a while and it's about the size of your thumb, or anything of that nature. The string might get caught up around it, might not be able to cut that down, but overall, they don't bog down. And that also goes with the edger too. Now, if you use it on the first power setting, it does okay with the edger. If you want a really clean edge, you want to use it on the second power setting, and that's really going to give you the nice edge that you want. And then for cleanup work, you can put it on the third setting, and it will also do cleanup work with overgrown hedges. And here in Jacksonville, Florida, we get a lot of St. Augustine grass, so we get a lot of runners that go over the sidewalk. This thing will eat it right up. Overall, these are really great units to use for electric equipment and to add them on to your commercial and or residential maintenance route. They will keep up with the workload. You know, I would recommend that you have one backup, you know, maybe two, depending on how many pieces of equipment you have and how many guys you have running out there. Having backups is always a good idea, just in case something goes down. You can just unplug this, plug it into a new unit and run, and you're good to go. So I definitely would recommend using these. I wouldn't recommend using these in an open setup. The rain, moisture, and water will affect these batteries. I'm not sure how much affects the units, but we have lost batteries due to that reason. So they're not completely weatherproof. So if you start getting heavy rains or anything like that, you want to put the equipment up. And if you have a backup gas weeder, you can use that. Or if you just don't work in those conditions, don't work in those conditions. That's what we do. If it starts raining, we just stop working. So I hope this video helped you guys out, kind of give you some on-field experience and feedback on what these commercial units or these electric units can do. You have a lot of options on there. This is just what we went with. We've been doing this for 4 years with these electric Stihl tools in here, and overall, we're pretty happy. Stay tuned. I'll be posting another review for another line of equipment that we recently bought, which was the Makita line. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you guys have any questions, let me know, drop me a comment, send me a message, and I'll be happy to help.